The game we chose to develop is Risk. The objective in Risk is to gain control of all 42 territories on the map to achieve world conquest. This game is for 2 to 6 players, 10 and up, but we're going to be doing it for adults only. Players can attack or defend territories using dice to determine which army wins a battle. Risk is easy to learn but takes a lot of practice to master winning strategies. One of our main design goals for the digital tabletop version is bridging the gap between expert and novice players, making the game more enjoyable for everyone. We plan to do this by presenting insightful information to the player during the turn, which novice players might not pick up on. Now, Risk has the reputation of taking a very long time to play, in part because of the tedious tasks such as dice rolling and moving units. Our other main design focus is to increase the pace of the game, while still maintaining the feel of a physical board for the player.
At the start of my turn, I add reinforcements to my territories. The number of troops I have are indicated at the top of the board. I swipe from the troop bin to a territory in order to add more troops. I can use the different troop icons to add larger values. Plus 5 troops here. Next, I select a territory, the Congo. Yellow is a selected territory, red is a territory I can attack, and gold is one I can reinforce. I swipe to attack East Africa. I use the slider to send 5 troops to attack. I can only send up to 9 troops out of 10. I press attack. Dice appear. The players slide the dice to roll them. I lose, but I can go to my cards and select re-roll, and this time I win. I send 4 troops into the new territory. To end my turn, I reinforce East Africa. I get a token for conquering more land at the end of my turn.
When it comes to rolling the dice, the user may tap each individual dice, or the user may press a button and the dice will be rolled all together at once. Here's the interface for the cards. When the user places their hand over the cards, it will activate a button, and when the user presses button, the cards will show. And when the user presses the button again, the card would hide.
This prototype focuses around the user experience on a touch-based interface. From changing colors to drag-and-drop soldiers, this game should be enjoyable for all players. Placing troops is as simple as grabbing hold of a soldier and dragging him to the destination, while attacking requires only placing a finger on a territory and sliding it to an adjacent opponent. Appropriate moves appear brighter than other spaces, and reading your playing cards requires a simple rollover by grabbing the corner.
Okay, so what I wanted to tackle with my prototype is simultaneous turn taking. Specifically, if someone wanted to attack from North America to Argentina, but at the same time someone wanted to attack from Australia to Asia. In Risk, you have to wait a lot for your turn, and I want to be able to solve this. So what I propose is kind of like a shot clock, where you have 10 seconds for everyone to queue up the results. To queue up their attacks, a person would simply select Brazil and attack, say, North America. This then shows that red wants to attack here, and then the red player actually receives a confirmation button. So normally this is grayed out. This will then change to confirm attack, which they can then hit. When they hit that, they'll be added to this queue. The queue is based on the current player's turn order, so red would still have precedence in case there were conflicts, because it is technically their turn. When red is done attacking and they do their reinforcement and movement phase, they'll be bumped to the bottom of the queue, just like in a normal turn Risk, and then they can no longer attack for the rest of the turn.
The screen on the table in front of me looks like a traditional Risk board game. It's now my turn, so my player window appears. I can move it around, resize it, or cover it up to see my cards. After placing my additional armies, I choose to attack Argentina. I swipe 3 dice, rolling a 5 and 2 1s. My opponent rolls a 4 and a 3. We both lose 1 army. I finish my turn and hand over the dice to the next player.
The user experience goals for a synthesized project are as follows. We want the user to have fun, we want the experience to not be tedious, and we want it to feel authentic to the original board game. The usability goals are for the user to be able to clearly read textual information, and we want the game time to be reduced by 1/3 of the gameplay with a physical board. Our interface will be entirely touch-based, so problems associated with touch-based interfaces will be addressed, such as the lack of ability to right-click. In addition, we want our interface to work for various hand sizes. Our synthesized prototype for the future will be drawing upon individual components from our individual prototypes. Specifically, we're going to be incorporating a numerical slider for reinforcing and attacking of troops. We're going to be using a slider mechanism for the dice, and we're going to be using drag and drop with troops from your space to the territories. For the cards, we're going to be using two hands, one to cover and one to swipe. We're also going to be darkening countries that are out of play, and we're going to be including the option for a fast roll. Furthermore, we're going to have a toggleable tutorial that might show the percentage chance of winning a battle, and we're going to have user stats that are kept with the card. And finally, we're going to provide the option for simultaneous gameplay.